Thanks, guys. Glad to be here and talking to everybody about field mobility. I know that's it was great to talk a little bit earlier with Mitch. Talked about some of the different apps that we're going to discuss. I'm very happy that he brought up ArcGIS fields. But what we're going to talk about is pretty much existing. What we have as far as existing to us. Let's see if I can get my pointer here. All right. So the first question that I have is, how is Esri like Menards? And I don't know about you when you go to Menards or whatever big box home improvement, if you've got a house or even don't have a house, I go there and I go there maybe for one or two things, looking for a light switch plate or something like that. And I just see all of everything. And I think I walk around the store, and if I'm by myself, this especially happens. I just try to think of every project I could ever need and what I would need to finish that project, because you just think, wow, look at all this stuff. What can I do? And I feel a little bit like with Esri, and especially with field mobility, you look at all of these applications and you think, wow, what can I do? And you try to find maybe a project to fit inside the applications. The better way maybe to do it is a little bit more naturally and not like, besides, I couldn't do anything that I wanted to do anyway at Menards. I'm not that skilled with a hammer, but you still think of those things. And so when we think about all the different apps that are out now, it gets a little bit overwhelming, and you think, wow, what should I do? I should be doing something with these. We've already gotten them, right? We've already got these tools. What can we do? And so whether it's QuickCapture or Collector or Explorer or Workforce or Navigator or Tracker or Survey 123, those are all good and wonderful and helpful tools to have. And just to kind of break them down a little bit, and we already talked about the ones that are getting wrapped up into ArcGIS fields, which is great, but right now they're not. So let's talk about some of those. And the biggest one that everybody uses is ArcGIS Collector. You've kind of you've seen this demoed. It's been around for quite a while in various versions and formats and things, but it's Esri's field collection tool. You go out with this, you collect information, and it gets added back to your GIS, whether that's on AGO or that's internally on the server, or however you use that. But we all have a tendency to use that. I would say the second most popular tool and gaining in popularity is Survey 123. We've already seen some of that with the Survey 123 and the integration that Hunter showed us with Hub, and how easy that is to be able to integrate it. Well, there's also just an app to use Survey 123 and to go out and collect information. And we'll see a little bit later on how we can do that with inspections, or you can do that with cross-connect surveys, or inspection surveys, or tree inspections, or however it is. It's when the map doesn't have to be web-based. That's a great time to use that. And if you're going from a paper form, just like Mitch said, into GIS, that's the perfect time to use that. Explorer is the non-editing version of Collector. Explorer, I want to encourage you guys, I think it's the best app that you're not using. So it is a way in order to get the GIS data and the apps out to your people in the field, out to the public. And I'll show an example of that here really quickly. If I can just pull this over. I don't know if I'm showing, let me stop share and share something else. Sorry. Winnebago GIS uses to get out to the public, to be on a phone, they use Explorer. So if you would actually log into Explorer and search for Winnebago GIS, you would see screen sharing is paused, is it? Okay, sorry guys, there's that. So if you go to Winnebago's GIS, you can actually see that they have Explorer as that's how they use for their sharing. So if we would actually log into and look at on a phone, let me open up. You should be seeing my phone now, and if I go to Explorer, and I'm not logged in to Explorer, there's this. So this is Explorer is a public application that you can get, anybody can get, and I search for WinGIS. Oh, if I spell it right. There's the Winnebago County Public Property Search. And they've got a couple other ones on there too. You saw Boone County and Stevenson County because that's Winnebago helps everybody. I can zoom in and I'm looking at their data in the public. So you can kind of see and interact with this application without having to log in. So it's a great way to be able to share your data out to the public, and Winnebago County does that really well. There are other ways to use Explorer if you just don't trust people to in order to edit data. I shouldn't say that. I should be more diplomatic, but that's the truth. If you don't trust them to be able to do that, then that's a way to be able to give them information, give them data without really having them to do that. So I'm going to go back to the slideshow here. All right. And then, so Workforce and Tracker. Let's talk about these two for a few minutes. Workforce, believe it or not, has been around since 2016. That's when it was first released. It was first talked about and brought up. So the whole idea with Workforce and Tracker, there's a lot of examples on YouTube or on other, you can get a lot of how that works. How you can kind of send, and with using Workforce, you can assign tasks, you can plan, you can send work. Workforce just turned offline in this last spring. You can now use Workforce offline on your phone. So obviously you can't communicate with a no, sorry, my poll popped up. You can't.
Sorry, my bad.
It's okay. Oh, you know what? Speaking of polls, that's a good reminder. Thanks, Bill. I don't know if you intended that or not, but I was going to put a poll to you guys to see what tools you're using. Can we toss that poll up? Is that possible?
Yes. Sorry, 1 second. I was editing. There we go.
There you go. Okay. All right. So the poll just popped up. And what we're looking for is for you guys to say, even if you just done it once, even if you just tried it, and you can select all of them or each one that you have used. If you're using Collector, or if you ever have, or if you've logged in on Collector, Survey 123, Explorer, QuickCapture, Navigator, Tracker, Workforce. Oh, I've only got 9 people. Come on. I feel like somebody doing a whatever thon. Get more people to, yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and close.
Okay. So obviously Collector, which is what I assumed. Collector kind of won with the respondents. 89% of the respondents use Collector. Workforce, we've got 1 person using Workforce, QuickCapture, Survey 123, 6 out of the 9, and Explorer. So those are that's actually kind of in line with what I've heard and what I've seen. Collector by and large is being used. Survey 123. And Explorer. Navigator is another thing that we've got somebody using Navigator. That's great. I don't even know if I have Navigator icon. Navigator is for routing, essentially. For offline routing, you can add custom roads to, if you've got like you're going into the forest or something like that, and your company has custom and private roads, you can add those private roads to Navigator and still route to them. So route to your assets and things like that, and that's a way to use Navigator. It's also offline. Explorer. So Tracker is a newer application, and to be able to talk about Tracker is you have to opt into being tracked. And it might be a thing that you have to discuss with, your workers or what they're doing or how. But it's mostly it's you opt into being this. It's not something you can secretly put on somebody's phone and track them. So if it's public safety thing, if there's a big event and you want to know where all your police are, all your fire departments or EMTs or something like that, you turn on tracking, and then you can kind of watch where you go. Tracking, it does have to be enabled. It's for ArcGIS Online and Enterprise. Both of those are able to be used. And then Workforce is the same type of, you have to opt in to be able to being used and to using that and gets deployed. All right. What I really want to kind of take some time on is to talk about QuickCapture. And I want to show some examples. Oh, reminder. All of these 4 items, Collector, Survey 123, Explorer, and QuickCapture, are available in Windows 10. So if you have a tablet using Windows 10, or if you're using Windows 10 on a laptop in an environment, the Windows Store has all 4 of these applications that you can actually go to and download and use on your organization in Windows 10. And most all of them have iOS and Android as connectivity too. I really want to kind of spend some of the time focused on QuickCapture, and to do that, I want to share. I'm just going to share my whole screen. Let me open this. All right, I'm going to share my whole desktop just so you can see everything. Because I'm going to slide things in and out. Go ahead.
I see that the seminar is being recorded. Is there any way that we could get a link to that when it's all over with, just for reference?
You will.
Yes, okay. Yes. Everyone that attended, I will send that out once it's all kind of cleaned up. Yes, I'll send that out to everybody. Yep.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if I want to talk about, I want to kind of focus a little bit on QuickCapture and some of with the time that we've got, I actually want to do a demo and walk through the creating of an application or a couple of different applications. But one of the things that I wanted to do is QuickCapture is new. And I want to discuss the difference between like a collector map and a QuickCapture application. So Collector, if you've used Collector, which most people who responded use Collector, you're basing it on a map, right? So you create a map as the GIS person or as the person who's in charge or been given the assignment to do it, whatever. You don't have to have GIS in your title, but you create a map with layers. And in this map, you can add points. You can select an animal problem and click on the points and enter the information and add the point. No big deal, right? So that gets added. Help me remember where I put that, just south of, I think it's probably ONU right there. And so you can add a map to that. And so Collector works the same way. Slide this over and go to Collector. I'm going to go to the same web map, Citizen Problem web map. You can see that's listed there. And I'm going to click on that web map, and it's going to load the information, right? So it zooms me here to where I'm at. So of course, because that's enabled by default. Look, there's a problem there. So I'm going to go back to the where I was adding. Okay, so there's my point that I just literally added a couple seconds ago. So you can see the interaction. We can be here, and if we hit add a point, it's going to say we're going to add. Okay, of course. This is always kind of a problem. And this, I'm assuming, will probably be better. Let's add a point just so we can kind of see it's here off, along the river. So we add the points and add the information. We're going to add the blight problems there to that points and hit submit. And I'm not adding, in the interest of time, I'm not adding any attribute information. Okay, so I just added the points right along the river. There's a blight problem, and if I zoom in or zoom out on the web map, there's the problem that I just added. Okay, so this is a very map-based workflow. It's great. It's synchronous. You add it on the app, it adds on your web map. You know, if you're in the office, and we'll see dashboards later, you can add this map to a dashboard and do all kinds of cool widgets and pie charts and things like that using Collector. Okay, what about QuickCapture, and why is it easier for some people? Well, and maybe what are some hangups? Okay, so QuickCapture is available in your, if you go to your homepage on ArcGIS Online. Call this the app launcher. I call it the Brady Bunch button. Somebody calls it the waffle button, whatever it is, but it's up here in the corner. You can then go to QuickCapture is this icon. So we add QuickCapture, and I go to the launch on ArcGIS Online to do this in QuickCapture. And I got a couple of different things, right? So I've got some existing objects or some existing projects, and I've got some a lot of things that I can add. So in order to create a new project, I've already got this open here. I'm just going to close one of these tabs. So I'm going to add a new project. When I add new projects, I can do a couple of things. QuickCapture is based on not web maps like Collector and Explorer. It's based on layers. So you're editing a layer right off the bat. And the whole idea of QuickCapture is to be able to do it quickly and easily. But part of the work is you have to do that in the front end in order to do that. So if I say start from existing layers, I can literally choose any layer that we have on our ArcGIS Online, or any layer that has been shared with me on ArcGIS Online, or Enterprise if you happen to log into that and use that. So all of these layers that I have available to me, I'm going to select a debris layer and hit next. And you say, okay, debris layer, and where am I going to save this and create this project? And it's creating a QuickCapture project. What it does, it looks at my layer, it adds the symbology to my display here, and then each one of these buttons are particular symbology types in my layer. What do I mean by that? All right, if I'm going to go back to contents, I'm going to find this same problem, this debris reports. And I've got this debris reports. I'm going to type, I'm going to go to my content. And there's the debris layer. This is a hosted feature layer on ArcGIS Online. And in this, if I visualize the data, I've got all of these different types already specified. So think of this like a feature layer that you've got from Enterprise, or some layer that you've got on ArcGIS Online, or some layer that you create. We'll talk about that in a minute. All of these different items that happen to pop up in my QuickCapture form are some symbology layers, different symbology that I can add. Right? So because QuickCapture is integrated with ArcGIS Online, it sees that symbology and adds it to my QuickCapture. Right? So all of this is all these points right now. If I hit save, that's essentially a project that is already created. And all I did was point it at that one layer. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to go to my iPhone again, and I'm going to hit the QuickCapture icon. I've got nothing in here because it connects to your organization. I'm signed in, but I have to hit add, and I can see I can scan a QR code. And I don't know if you saw that popped up down in the corner, just display the QR code. Or I can hit share over here and see the QR code again, or share it with a particular person or whatever. It doesn't matter. Let me go back to this. Browse projects, my existing projects, and I've got this debris layer one that I just created. So if I go into that, it downloads that project. It's not downloading the data, it's downloading the project. And I have that in my workspace then, and I open it up. And guess what it looks like? Exactly what I'm looking like on what it looks like on the the designer, right? I can go in, and when I hit this, I'm going to click on it with my finger, and I'm going to click on vehicles, and it just adds a new point to the map. It adds a point, just like that. And so it's very quick in QuickCapture to add the point. And so when I go in back to my debris layer, it's probably going to be down here where I'm at. So let me zoom into Roanoke. Yep, see, it just popped up. So right where I'm sitting, because of course that's what it's actually adding, is the vehicles, and it's an abandoned vehicle. And all I did was click the button on QuickCapture, and it added it. All right, so it's very quick in order to do that. What about if you want more information? Let's get into that a little bit. So with that same, let's add the, if I highlight, and I'm back in the designer, if I highlight this button, I can customize the button. I can change the name. So electronics, all right, I can change the image. I can make a different shape or different size or whatever it is. I can change the rounding of it. I can give it a background. All that junk that you want to be able to add that is so great to be able to make it customized. But I can also set some preset data points, right? So what I did was I just added one particular point. It was the GPS, that moment in time that I clicked the button, what my phone thought its GPS point was. So that is a thing for you to keep in mind. It was only based on the accuracy of my GPS point on my phone at that point. So that, you know, the GPS accuracy, in fact, it tells you right at the bottom of QuickCapture what your GPS accuracy is. Let me move this. He says the accuracy of my GPS, because I'm on Wi-Fi, is 213 feet. Not great. What you can do then is you can add certain things to be able to kind of say, I don't want you to be able to capture unless you're less than 35 feet or some type of accuracy. But it's taking just the GPS of your phone at that time. All right, so it's important for you guys to know that the accuracy is based on the accuracy of the phone. So I'm inside on Wi-Fi, so there's pretty gross accuracy. So aside from that, I can say, yeah, you know what? I want you to take a photo when you click that button. Back on this. Take a photo at that moment of time. You know what? Don't even show the preview. So it'll just shoot out the back of whatever you're looking at when you click on the button. And then let's enter some fields. And so details to say, hey, this is default. Some name, email, or whatever. So you're entering all these pre-entered points, right? And then you are adding a specific, we can say variable, capture the time of the phone at the points, whatever it is. That's easy enough. And I hit save, and then back on my phone, I'm going to go back out of this, and it says, hey, you got an update. You probably need to update this because whoever was updating this updated some of the project, because I just did. You saw it. So I'm going to hit on the I and say, yep, go ahead and update. It'll re-download the project. Now when I go back into the project, I see my icon is bigger. It's has a little extra icon there. And all that does is when I click on this will be like Inception. It'll add the points. And I just added another point for electronics, and it took a picture. Let's go back to the debris layer. Hopefully, I'll take a few. Yep. Okay. So there's my electronics that I just added, and it's one of two. So I'm sitting on my point. So okay. So there's the enter of the default information that you added. It added the timestamp and it added the picture. And you didn't see anything pop up. It's not even in focus, but it just took a instantaneous picture of whatever that is. There wasn't a shutter click. There wasn't the preview pop up where I got to make sure. You can do all that if you wanted to, but at this, just to be able to do a quick capture, that's the whole point. Hold up the phone, hit the button, done. And so it's a little bit easier for people who aren't as versed to having collector or adding things, or if you want to have all of that expertise, great, use collector. But QuickCapture is really designed to be able to grab information quickly and easily in order to do that. One last thing that I do want to show, we're doing fine. One last thing that I do want to show, let's go back to the home page of QuickCapture. I want to create a new project. Say, okay, I'm new. I have ArcGIS login. I don't have any data. And this is kind of harkens back to a little bit what Mitch was talking about the solutions. So I'm going to create a new project. I want to use a template. Fine. Start from templates. These are fantastic and they're easy. And they can be pushed out publicly, all of these things. So, so we got, take your pick, road debris. So if I hit road debris, it gives me a template, and you say, sure, let's use that template. Give it a road debris. Where do you want to put it? Because it's going to put a project and a layer on your ArcGIS Online. So it's creating the project. What it's doing in the background is also creating a feature layer on your ArcGIS Online. So this requires whoever to do this to be a publisher or a creator level license. So that requires. All right. So I don't know, it blinked there for a second and added that, and it has all these cool icons on it. And if I wanted to customize one of these, I'm customizing it the same way I would customize it with my own data. I can add a specific fields. Oh man, I shouldn't have said kilometers per hour. Let's say speed miles per hour. And we're here in America, so let's not do that. I want to change that button name. Appearance. Oh, I'm failing at this. I've clicked that button, changed the appearance name, road sign, data. Maybe this should be a little bit more worked through. It's fine. I'm not going to change that right now. Oh, that's the name of the field. I'm sorry. My bad. That's the name of the field. So anyway, I'm going to hit save on this. And as I do that, if I go back to my home page, I'll see that I have that road debris reporter. And the same thing with my phone. I'm going to go back to my workspace. I have to hit the button down at the bottom, or browse projects. The road debris reporter is there, has the download icon. It downloads that icon. Now I can edit a point. I'm going to hit three of them. I'm going to hit these middle three right here. So road marker, litter, roadkill, vegetation. So all really quickly, I just added a location of my my spots of a road marker, litter, vegetation, and roadkill. All right, those are the things that I did. So if we go back to ArcGIS Online, I'm going to go navigate back to my content. And under my root, this is what it's added. It's added this road debris reporter QuickCapture project, and it's also added a hosted feature layer called road debris reporter. So if I look at that, and just for us to be able to see that it captured the data, if I look at this data, there are four features that I just hit. So it went over, if I go, it should be, okay, so litter, roadkill, vegetation, road marker. And it didn't add any photos or files or information because I didn't set any of that. I just used the template straight from Esri. So in about, 5 minutes, I created, based on a template, I created an application that I can then say, okay, go ahead and if there's road debris, put it in. So it's kind of a very quick way. There's a little bit of concern about the accuracy, so you have to be aware of that. And also there's a little bit of concern about safety. This is not intended for the driver to do. Okay, I know we all have mounts on our phones in order to put it up on our dash, but this is not intended for the driver to be able to do. It's just an easier capture device with somebody with gloves on, or somebody who's not adept to knowing where they're at. They just want to be able to click QuickCapture right here at the points, and it communicates then back to the office in order to see that those things. So I know we did a little bit more of a deeper dive into QuickCapture, but it was kind of a benefit. I think it's a great tool that we can roll out that are easier tools to be able to do that. Bill, do we have any questions? I think I'm at a half hour, so if we have any questions.
Yep, you're good on time. Nothing coming in so far, guys. Feel free to drop your questions in the chat room. You can send them to Micah directly. If you feel comfortable, you can unmute yourself and ask it live. I don't mind that either. But that was a good presentation. Went over a lot, but that was good. Plenty of time there. So we'll give it a couple minutes, guys, and feel free to go ahead and stretch your legs. And
is the QuickCapture available in? Is this a solution that's deployable in the portal environment also, or is this something that's just available in ArcGIS Online?
Great question. No, yes. No, yes.
No, yes.
Yes, it is available in Enterprise in order to do that, and I'm sure Mitch will pipe in if it's not. But yes, you can do that on Enterprise. I'm pretty sure the only thing you can't do on Enterprise for those things, for those field mobility, is story maps. But yes, QuickCapture is available in portal environment.
In addition to that, just a general pattern that we see is that functionality, and in general, this isn't the same for all products, but in general, you see a lot of functionality added to ArcGIS Online first, and then the portal follows.
Yep. So you can do both.